Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. I thought today we would have a look at the Sturmtiger in the game. This thing is pretty much fully modeled now, it's ready to go, and you can actually get it in the event, which is going on right now. Basically, if you want to find the event, you come to your achievements tab, and you go to Dreams Come True, and here it is. And you can add it to your favorites if you want, so you can see it in the hangar, and also the task for tankers, which are sat here as well. So make sure to do the event. You just need 35k every 2 days, and you'll be able to get it done. You need 6 out of the 7 achievements to be able to get access to the Sturmtiger. And then if you want the extra loading screen, you have to basically get on that as well. You need to get these 7 achievements in total. So the Sturmtiger is going to be a rank 4 battle rating 6.3 machine, which isn't too much of a surprise given the amount of armor that's on it. And also the rewards are not that bad. I think the rewards are pretty good for this vehicle. I'm quite happy in general for the awards that this thing has. And the main thing about it is, of course, the gun, or the mortar, depending on what you want to class it as. This is a 380mm RW61 mortar, and you can actually see the shell in the barrel on the actual thing. If you shoot here on the vehicle, the thing will just go pop. I don't know if it's actually in yet, but let's just see if we can end up shooting it and seeing. So if you shoot here, then the whole thing just should go boom, and there you go, straight in. And didn't actually kill the machine, surprisingly, but I feel like it probably should do at the end of the day. But yeah, that would make the whole thing go kablowy. So that's kind of the weak spot on the front of it. The rest of the armor is quite nice though. Obviously 150mm and 100mm lower glacis, which has obviously 120mm of armor. So on the front, you know, the armor of it's quite nice. On the sides, you've got 80, 86, and then on the back, pretty much the same. So it's pretty well armored. I mean, it is based off a Tiger chassis, so you can kind of guess that happening. It does also, on top of having the mortar, have access to an MG34, so you're not completely useless while you wait for this gun to reload, because of course it has a reload rate of 52 seconds stock, which is, it's the longest reload in the game. That's all I'll say. The other thing that is kind of annoying and also surprising about the vehicle is the fact that this thing has no gun depression at all. So you are either firing up or firing straight. And since the arc of the round is something interesting, then that means that it's going to be very hard to hit targets going forward. You can see the targeting speed is also super low, but not as bad as some of the Soviet tanks. So there you go. Overall, not too bad. The other things, there is a crew of 5, so you have a driver, commander, gunner, and also 2 loaders. Can you imagine the reload if the 2 loaders die in this thing? It would be ridiculous. It also has access to a 619 horsepower engine. I'm pretty sure this is it when it's stock, but it might be when it's spaded. And of course, the machine itself is just made of ammo. It has a first stage ammo storage of 1. So we could actually technically get a longer reload when it comes to the vehicle, and it can actually go backwards at a decent click since it has some gears going backwards too. So the armor profile ain't too bad. The x-ray shows basically a death cell, and when it comes to the modifications, you got to remember this thing is actually premium, so you don't have to pay for any of the modifications. You'll get it fully spaded, and you actually get a rangefinder, so that's quite nice. So far the rangefinder for me doesn't work very well. I've been testing it out, and it doesn't actually line up very well. Maybe they'll fix that. It also gets smoke grenades, which is pretty cool, so you do get 30 of them, so you can reposition in your absolute donkey of a vehicle. The 380mm actual rocket, you can see here, it has a 250 meters per second maximum speed, which is very slow. It has an explosive mass of 135 kilos and 83 millimeters of pen. So this thing should, and I should say should, one-shot everything that's here. But the problem is that's not always the case, right? Especially if it gets stuck on different things. What's also cool about the vehicle is it gets access to all of the really nice camos from all of the different all of the different German vehicles, so that's really cool to see. You know, you don't just get stuck with the standard one. They do actually give it all of the other ones, so you can go around in style. And since it's quite a large vehicle, you have a great canvas for decals. So I'm sure we'll see some fantastic stuff. What's interesting is this whole thing is just a flat armor plate. But I feel like it shouldn't be that, because you obviously have these optical areas, but they're just not modeled on the armor thing. I don't know whether that'll come later, or whether that's just kind of how it is. So, the Sturmtiger is a meme. I read a thread earlier on, which is always a mistake, and they were asking about the fact, is this thing actually going to be viable, or is it just a meme vehicle? It's a meme vehicle. Like, I thought we were all established here that this was definitely just a meme vehicle. This is not going to be a serious vehicle. And you can see here, it does have the aimer, so you can line it up. So we're about 300 now. So there you go, off we pop, and we're actually over the 300 mark, and it missed. So, do you see how the aimer doesn't always tell you the truth in this thing? The general mobility of it is not that bad. Like, it can wander around the place. And against lighter targets, don't worry, you got the machine gun, so you can wrap them up. I mean, look at this. We can annihilate a truck really effectively. And against machines like T-26s, like, oh, never mind. We're gonna have to aim a bit better. Oh god, yeah. So because the muzzle velocity is pretty low, and because a few of the other things are pretty low, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see people actually try and hit things with this. But it is just a shotgun vehicle. It's a vehicle where you just, you know, throw a rocket out and hope for the best. As I said, it has 30 smoke grenades, which is pretty cool. You know, if you ever get shot or if you ever need to repair anything, that's pretty nice. But yeah, the major issue is the gun depression in it, and the fact that I think people are going to take this vehicle way too seriously. We've talked about the Sturmtiger in the past, about how it doesn't really fit in the game, and guess what? It doesn't really fit in the game. But at the end of the day, as like a 10th anniversary thing, as like a unique special thing, you're not really looking for something to be super useful. They've also done an event for the 10th anniversary where basically you can get all of the old event vehicles from the game, and a lot of those vehicles, even though they're low tier, are really useful. So that's where you'll get your usability from. When it comes to actual, like, you know, gameplay and things, the Sturmtiger is one of those which I'm just happy to see, because it's been asked and requested for such a long time. Just like stuff like the B-26, or just like stuff like other vehicles like that, you know, like the Skink. They don't have a huge impact on gameplay, but at the same time they have a huge impact on how people, you know, enjoy the game, and, you know, having these iconic vehicles in. The Sturmtiger is the exact same, right? So you have a vehicle which is not necessarily really good, but what it does is it gives you an opportunity to donk people, and then just kind of laugh and have a bit of fun, especially in custom battles. It's never going to be useful, it's never going to be something that's balanced, it's never going to be something that is ridiculous. By the way, can you see how with the explosion, he's actually kind of cratered into a hole now? We've literally cratered this man. But it's never going to be something that, like, you know, that is super useful or anything like that, and it's not supposed to be. It's just supposed to be a bit of fun. And I feel like the one thing they've done really well when it comes to this 10th anniversary, they've really done what I class as the fun part really well. Like War Thunder itself, let's see. Oh, never mind. War Thunder itself, I feel like a lot of people take really seriously, like when it comes to the balance, and when it comes to like the competitive side of it, and when it comes to, you know, how things should work, you know, the realistic angle. But at the end of the day, it's a video game, and video games are meant to be for fun. And I think the Sturmtiger perfectly encapsulates that idea. As always, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. I'd like to thank Forge, Siegebreak, Carrion Crow, Nicholas Richardson, Elove Goat, Pyman, Winter Scientist, Merciless Reaper, Orange Tail, Teddy, Daniel Stanton, Moxie, B. Young, and also Sem Arslan, Wilkski, Uncle Bean, Derek R., Bareen, Lafouche, and Samuel Slick for supporting the channel.